Okay, so I went and I found the Al-Majah quest on accident, but it's time to start another beast tribe, I think, to keep my... You always want the available quest to be greater than your 12 cap if you want to maximize your rate, which I am doing, apparently, despite neglecting it for a year, which would have helped do this. I mean, not a year. I don't think I would unlock this. We were done with the realm reborn a year ago, probably, but it's been a while. So last time I was just trying to do flames, immortal flame stuff to unlock mechanics, and I accidentally encountered the Al-Majah, and I'll figure that out in editing. This time around we are pursuing the Sylphs on purpose. Now here's a man who inspires confidence. It heartens me to see you stride into the adder's nest today, for I have a task of considerable breadth and even greater import, a task that calls out for a competent adventurer. Allow me to elaborate. In recent weeks, my eye has been drawn to unusual movements among the Sylphs, those charming yet troublesome beastmen with whom we share our forest home. In hopes of shedding light on their intentions, be they malicious or benign, I dispatched a young researcher to Little Solace to investigate further. The fellow goes by the name of Voice. Mayhap you have heard of him? I don't remember. It would seem he is rather accomplished in his field. He set out a fortnight ago, and has been sending regular reports ever since, that is, until some 3 days past, though he was quick to assure me that his prodigious intellect and survival skills would ensure his safety. I cannot help but fear he has come to harm. Such is my request to you. Travel to Little Solace and inquire to the well-being of our man. Seek out the Sylph Olimcio, maybe, who has oft acted as an intermediary between our peoples. Now go in safety and in haste. The forest holds many dangers, these days more than ever. These days less than ever, because I'm level 61. Even higher if I switch to my original spec. Not original, previous spec. Not counting Culinarian. You know what I mean. The one that's level 64, because I did most of the dailies as that one. And I just got a bunch of bonus leveling. I haven't been to this area for evs. It's weirdly grid-shaped, like one of those grid-based first-person RPGs where you walk around all awkward-like, and you can... And they were known for people making their own maps, because it was particularly easy to do when the entire world was an obvious grid. And what not. Walking one walks with strength and purpose. Yeah, this whole speech pattern. Yes, but this one is a busy one. State one's case and state it quickly. Scholar? Walking one is looking for smart one, yes? This one knows no smart one. This one does know bumbling, stumbling one, but what business would anyone have with that one? Stumbling one's whereabouts? Why, right over... Wherever did that one bumble off to? Bumbling one likely stumbled off to see Elder One. Stumbling one is always bothering Elder One with silly questions. Bothering one's blathering makes less sense than babbling brook, this one thinks. This phrasing... Alright, this will take some getting used to again. Here I am getting used to Akzundu and stuff, but these people... their way of using nouns, their replacement for proper nouns. Ah, Brave One returns to these ones. This one is honored. Word of Brave One's deeds comes often to Little Solace. These ones are honored to call Brave One friend. Brave One is searching for Scholarly One. Brave One cannot possibly mean that one. This one has met many walking ones, and that one has old wits of Wingrat. 3 days ago, Witless One stumbled off to Sylph's lands babbling something about research. This one knows little of research, but this one does know that Sylph lands are no place for walking ones. The witless walking ones that much the less. Yes, these ones' ancient home is now domain of touched ones, and those ones mean danger for all ones and walking ones alike. for these ones and walking ones alike. This one tried to stop Witless One, but Witless One's ears are stuffed with beeswax. Well, they do not think kindly upon this person. Oops, I missed. Bumbling One set off for Sylphlands. Bumbling One is even dumber than this one thought. Touched ones will greet Bumbling One with boom and sizzle, then Bumbling One will be Crispy One. This one thinks it is for the best. These ones will have one less worry. Wow! Fuck you and die, apparently, for being an inconvenience. Walking One would go in search of that one? This one is confused. Take this one's word. That one is not worth the trouble. Walking One is certain? Then this one will not stand in Walking One's way, but heed this one's warning, be wary, or dead ones will number 2. Ma'am, I'm level 61. I'll be fine. I promise. Walking One will truly go in search of Bumbling One. This one thought Walking One was making a joke, like the time this one stole Bumbling One's undergarments. This one does not understand what Walking One is thinking. This one would leave Bumbling One to bumble on his own, but oh well, to each one one's own. Fuck. This is God, the friction that this way of phrasing things causes. This one saw Bumbling One stumble off towards Lark's Call. Between this place and Touched One's home, Bumbling One is probably there shivering in stockings. If Bumbling One found stockings anyway, which this one doubts, because you stole them. Stop stealing people's clothes. If you think this person has problems, then you're just making things harder for them. Be warned, Walking One. The trees have eyes. Probably literally in this setting. I have fought trees before. And report to Touched Ones. Walking One should not rush too quickly to Bumbling One's aids, lest Walking One fall into nasty trap that I can burst out of with all of my jacked level 61-ness. I'll be fine. Here we go. Flying over terrain and shit. The model ziz. You should be cautious in this game that has no such mechanics. Thanks for the warning. Also, I can't exactly crouch walk to the objective. Oh no, purple sylphs, the evil anti... Yeah, so these are all going to be about like the good beast tribe versus the bad beast tribe, which... I think the other ones roll too in Heaven's Ward? No, not the Moog... well, the Moogles, the bad Moogles are just the Moogles. The Moogles are their own enemy. But the other two factions did have the good versus the bad too. Walking One scribbles letters. Maybe Walking One is Smart One that everyone was talking about. Smart One? Ha! Smart One would not stumble so stupidly into these one's domain. Someone help me! They'll eat me alive! Shush, Stupid One. These ones have no need for eating. Or did Stupid One not read that in Stupid One's paper stacks? Stupid One is even stupider than this one thought. No answer this one. Stupid One tries to sneak into these one's home and kidnap Chosen One's poddling, yes? Stupid One will confess, and Stupid One will be or Stupid One will be Shocky Sizzly One. The Chosen One? Poddlings, what a... Ah, did this one know it, or did this one know it? But this one, I was just repeating what you... You're about to die. Let's watch. The laughing animation. Silence, this one here's Sneaking One. What one goes there? Sup? This one knows. Boss One. This one has seen Walking One in Little Solas. Walking One is strong, not like Stupid One. Bah. This one will deal with Stupid One another day. Let these ones be off. You were about to be Sizzling One, apparently. Voice of Concern is the name of the quest. The pun. Here, let me aid you by stroking the rock. It's You'll figure it out one day. Oh, friend, how can I ever repay you? Why, I thought I was a goner for sure. Whatever do you suppose got into these sylphs? The bestiaries describe them as such a carefree, fun-loving folk, and my rather limited first-hand experience has been the same. But do tell, to whom do I owe this debt of gratitude? An adventurer, dispatched by the order of the Twin Adder on behalf of little old me, you say? Bless the commander, always looking out for his charge. Well, I'd like nothing more than to continue this little conversation. Would you mind terribly if we did so back at Little Solace? This place is giving me the heebie-jeebies. This one is getting the heebie-jeebies. Ha 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 ha. Kill me. That person is very glowy, and now they're gone. He was teleporting. It's a polar bear. This just kind of exists. Oh, hello. I say, it's good to see you in one piece, friend, but where are my manners? I have not even properly introduced myself. A voice, Gridania's foremost scholar of Sylphic customs and lore. At your service. Well, at least that's what I told the commander when I volunteered for this mission. Just between you and me, I'm actually rather new to the field, but I've long been fascinated by the cute little critters, and I thought this the perfect opportunity to make a name for myself. Which reminds me, I was just thumbing through one of the tomes I borrowed from Stillglade Fane, when I came across a particularly fascinating passage of a legendary sylph who is said to possess such power that he controls the very fate of her people. Now, I realize this might sound crazy, but I couldn't help but wonder if this might be the self-same chosen one that the frightful sylph was. Chosen one, yes. This one does know one of. This one. Know the. Well, does this one know the legend? Jesus Christ. Chosen one. The one who embodies the spirit of all trees that ever have lived, or ever will live in these ones' forest home. Once every 100 years, does Chosen One spout forth to lead these ones into a new era, before returning to slumber. Birth and rebirth, such is the cycle of these one's civilization. 1,000 years, eh? So the last recorded sighting of the Chosen One was, yes. That would mean that the next rebirth would occur in... Just give me a moment now. Let's carry the one and... Elder One. Could it be the rebirth of Chosen One is nigh and touched ones are plotting something? Huh, well I'll be. I believe our Sylph friend here has the right of it. This one does not like this at all. Something must be done. Something, yes, something indeed must be done, and yet many questions of import remain to be answered, such as, where might we find this Chosen One, and what is the true nature of the power she holds? And more importantly of all, where, pray tell, did I misplace my underclothes? I know not if this is related to the coming of the Chosen One, but the 12's is terribly chilly these days. But regardless, I swear now that I shall remain at Little Solace until these mysteries are unraveled. 'Twas not by dumb luck that I was chosen for this task, no, the esteemed leaders of my nation knew that. No, they knew that... Why, it is rather cold, isn't it, if you allow me a moment's respite. Give back his long johns. He's got the long john shivers. Jesus fucking Christ. I've never heard anyone say that before. I think I might have made that one up. But it's not... I don't know. It seems almost too obvious. I need a moment now. Just to this stupid voice. Oh. This one is worried. If Chosen One falls into the hands of touched ones, it would mean the end of these ones. This one must see to the safety of Little Solace. The search for Chosen One. This one would trust to Walking One. Coughing One spouts big words, but has not the strength to save these ones. This can be seen by anyone. And so, this one turns to Walking One. Will Walking One help these ones? Yeah. Thank you, Walking One. Walking One is true friend to these ones. This one will not forget Friendly One's kindness. You know, you weren't kind. Just pointing it out, like, you weren't very kind to this person. Like, he almost died, and you were, like, actively getting in his way half the time. This is, I can't get any more yet? Yeah. So it's unlocked at least. So my capacity is there. Then I need to make sure I always have 12. It doesn't matter. I can just take longer. It doesn't matter. But if I want efficiency, which is already being undone by the long queue times, making this game unplayable on weekends. But when I do play, and I want to do 12 quests, I can only get 6 from these guys. And I get a lot from Amaja, but they might cap out. I think they cap out next, actually. That's why the numbers are so weirdly low, is because, like, the friendly is actually the last one, I think, which is where the other ones, these ones started. It's a whole different thing. Everybody in Heaven's Ward just likes you better than everyone in Realm Reborn, apparently. Huh. Why, hello, this dick. What? Wow, look at me go. What? I have no idea what that... I didn't do anything. Friend, you must listen. I was just perusing my tomes before when I came across the most fascinating passage. Are you perchance familiar with how baby sylphs are born? Perhaps I can put it in layman's terms. You see, a sylph comes into this world in the form of a bulb, not unlike certain types of flora. But these bulbs will not sprout into a sylph of their own volition. No, they must first be incubated within a special pod, forming what is known as a poddling, and given sufficient warmth and nutrition. Then and only then will a newborn sylph emerge. This got me thinking. Those frightful sylphs who accosted me said something about a poddling, yes? I didn't put it together just then, but... Yes, surely the Chosen One slumbers as a poddling even as we speak. A poddling which they assumed I had come to steal. This must be why they acted so threatened by my presence. We should continue our search in the Sylphland straight away. That is to say, you should continue it. I mean, I'd go with you, of course. It's just, I still feel so weak. I'm sure Omsio would agree. You should go and see what he thinks. I do everything myself. Bumbling One said, what? Chosen One yet exists as poddling? Why did Bumbling One not tell this one sooner? This is no time to lose. There is no time to lose. Walking One must become Running One and retrieve Choosing One. Walking One must become Running One. And retrieve Chosen One's poddling from the Sylphlands with all haste. This one can help. This one uses see-through magic. So that Walking One becomes Hidden One. But be careful, see-through magic will not last long. If Touched One sees Walking One's in trouble. Now hurry, go find Chosen One. There's a time limit, but there are also things in the environment that you can touch along the way that will extend the duration. I've had to do this as a daily quest already, but in a different variation, I'm sure. It's one of those things where there's certain daily quests that when you realize they're there, you're best off just ignoring them and doing all the other quests first if you can. Because it's just really difficult to parse what you're supposed to do and where you're supposed to go when all the other objective markers are still on the map. So getting rid of the straightforward ones that make it possible to do the weirder ones. Same goes sometimes for the mount quests, where you need a mount ability to continue. But yeah, I have to find these guys, which they're in different spots this time. What was weird to me is that in the story the one I did before, there was one objective here and one objective here, but all around here was where the fragrant pods were. So I was following the path of fragrant pods, thinking that they must like logically draw a line towards my objective. Like that just made sense to me. Like I must be supposed to follow the fragrant pods from one to the other, and they'll eventually do my objective. Then I got there and there was nothing to interact with anywhere, and I was like, what's going on? And it's because all the orange around there was just other quests. Maybe the objective moves from day to day on that quest, but otherwise the series of pods just wasn't pointing towards anything. Maybe they reused the ones from this one? Because they did not at all lead to my objective. They led me on a weird dead end.
Phew, this one's exhausted. Who knew bit of poddling could be so heavy? Lazy One should feel honored to be trusted by boss of secret mission. Yes, yes, I'm in trouble, aren't I? This one is honored but also tired. This one hides poddling in super secret place. We'll carry to boss when arms and wings are strong again. The boss said not to let poddling out of sight for even one eye blink. Yes, yes, this one was just going to get it. Now, where did this one put it again? Was it near entrance to one's home, or this one cannot remember? Ah, what has this one done? Boss one will pluck this one's wings out one by one, which is 2 wings. These ones must search. If these ones do not find chosen one quickly, this one will not survive boss one's wrath. Okay, good thing they ran away, because I'm not invisible anymore. Hopefully I don't still have to be invisible now that they revealed their secret. Here, the poddling's back to little solace. When your arms and legs still have strength, you now have 50 seconds to complete the task. Should you fail, return to the starting location and begin anew. Transporting? Certain duties require you to carry an object and deliver it to destination. While carrying an object, the transportation icon will appear in your status bar. The timer above this icon indicates the amount of time you've left to complete the delivery. Receiving damage while transporting incurs time penalty. If time falls to 0, you will drop the object to be unable to continue. What? I took more than 50 seconds to get here. How am I gonna get it back in less than that? What? Oh, moongrass this time. Oops. I'm surprised. I'm always really surprised whenever I'm in like a realm reborn and I get a tutorial pop up. I'm like, what? Among other things, it means ultimately, oh, this is a mechanic they discontinued in Heaven's Ward. They just never went back to this particular minigame ever again. I was, you hit a point where you've played the game so much that you figure you've seen all of the basic mechanics most of the time. Which is obviously not true, because I keep unlocking new entire mechanics and systems via these the blue quests, even now, because I didn't do enough of them early on. But, you keep thinking you'll have seen, like, the modes of play, because you're like, I've done tons of quests in this game, right? They probably showed me all of their variations. I would expect the new expansions to introduce new ones. But the surprise comes in the form of realizing how many mechanics they've discontinued and never used again. So you find a weird, obscure tutorial for a random quest from like years old content, and you're like, oh! They decided not to do this one anymore, huh? A Realm Reborn's full of a lot of like daily quests where you're like, oh, this is a strange way to handle things. There's a lot of enemies that you defeat, and then when you defeat them, they sit there with 1 health, like in a weakened state. And then you have to manually open your inventory, find the right quest item, of which you might have many because of all the daily quests you're doing. Both the ones that items you were given to do quests and items that you picked up for quests are all in one menu together. And then you just rapidly, you're like, oh fuck, and you start clicking on all of the different items, hoping you can figure out which one is the one you're supposed to use on this weakened enemy before they disappear. And I have never seen that in Heaven's Ward, and I'm done with those.
Could it truly be the Chosen One's poddling? Good show, friend. Why, it is every bit as beautiful as I would have expected from the tails and thrice the size.
Brave One has done it. These ones cannot thank Brave One enough. By keeping Chosen One out of the hands of touched ones, Brave One has saved these ones. No, everyone in Eorzea from a thundery demise.
Oh, let us not engage in hyperbole, friend Sylph. Chosen One or no, she is just a wee baby after all.
Foolish One has 4 eyes, yet not a one of them sees. Has Foolish One learned nothing from those paper stacks? From the moment Chosen One emerges from the cradle, Chosen One holds the power of 1,000,000 of these ones. Power to command Primal One, with the ease of by which walking ones draw breath. That's not good. We don't want a primal summoning. What does 4-eyed One think would happen if Chosen One's power fell into the hands of touched ones? Lord Rama would come down from the heavens, and walking one's precious Gridania would go boom.
A primal in Gridania? How frightful. Why, we must really do something about this.
Does 4 eyes need 4 ears as well? That is why this one sent Brave One in search of Chosen One. What matters is that Chosen One is safe now. Under these one's care, Chosen One will be raised in little solace.
where Chosen One will know only peace and gentleness. If raised properly, Chosen One's great powers will bring comfort and solace, not destruction. This one, all of these ones, will see to that. But Brave One must be wary. These one's enemy will not give up so easily. Should Touched One return for Chosen One, this one would ask for Brave One's aid. And that'll be approximately 1 rep grind away. Haha. They recognize. Oh, you recognize me now? I mean, it's really difficult to recognize me. I don't stand out or anything. That dragon boy has a pompadour. It is late in the evening, and I've just done like a 4-hour stream or something of this game. But I wanted to get around to the fact that I did suddenly have a dude, so I can follow up on this for now. This whole mechanic. Good news, Commander. We've received new enlistment papers. I've left them on your desk for review when you have a free moment. If you'd prefer, however, I can arrange you meet any potential new recruits face to face. I always like to look a soldier in the eye myself. Question. Jolane Alizin Greentear. Okay. I wish to emulate your calm and resourcefulness in the face of chaos. You don't know who I am. That's the interview? That's the interview. Okay. You win, Jolene. You're the first person to show up in like weeks, so you win by default. Welcome to the party. That was not much of an interview. The squadron is now 4 strong, which means we're ready for deployment, sir. The barracks has room for 8 soldiers. If you wish to enlist any promising new recruits beyond that, I'm afraid you'll have to discharge one of the existing squadron members. Never a pleasant task, but an elite unit is no place for underperformers. Right then. They say experience is the best teacher, so how about we jump straight into a simple mission? To deploy your squadron on a mission, speak with the squadron sergeant and select squadron missions. This was a weird tutorial, right? Like they really could have just let me continue forward by giving me a full squad. It's weird to interrupt it for what might be a long time, based on an RNG progression system where you might get a guy eventually. Greetings, Commander. The squadron is eager to receive your next orders. So, our fledgling squadron's first deployment. Now, ordinarily, I would offer you a list of pre-approved duties to choose from, but I've taken the liberty of arranging a simple mission to ease the recruits into their roles. All you need to do is confirm the squadron members and give the signal to deploy. Squadron missions must be undertaken by a unit comprised of 4 members. Choose the recruits you deem suitable for the mission, and then select the deploy button. Those people, that mission, go. They will be back, in an hour. The order has been given. Commander, the squadron is mission bound. I should also mention each deployment is funded by company seals. I've paid what's owed this time around, but the Immortal Flames require that their companies receive fair compensation. For future deployments, you'll need to repay the recruits yourself, Commander. So that's what you actually do with company seals now, since they don't seem to be useful for progressing rank anymore. And now we wait. Once the squadron has returned from their mission, speak to me and I'll provide you with full report. See you later, I guess. Whoa. Squadron missions require 18 hours to complete. That's a while, but this one's only gonna take an hour, right? The tutorial one. Yeah, so that's just unusual. Alright. That's finally doing things.
Oh boy.
I have not been here for a while. Got really fixated on the Ixal stuff for a while there, just because it's so many quests in one place with relatively high values. Big momentum and all that. There's definitely an ambiguity of where to go when you're doing the Realm Reborn reputations. I think you unlock them at different points in the story if you start doing them right away. So it's less like that originally, I think. At the very least, I'm noticing that everything is like different levels, and those levels are not necessarily like the level cap of the zone. But I'm doing all of them having finished Realm Reborn, or having finished Heaven's Ward. And like the Heaven's Ward reputations, there's only 3 of them, and you can do 12 quests per day, which means you can just do all 9 quests from the 3 that you get total from the 3 places, and then if one of them hits a reputation cap, it unlocks 3 more quests. But not permanently, just for that day. So you get 3 bonus quests, so then you get 12. So it's only in the rare situation where 2 of them hit their rep cap on the same day that you sometimes couldn't do every single available quest, because suddenly you get 15 available quests. Egads. It was 3 reputations, right? Yeah. But yeah, now there's 5. Even though I basically finished the Eorzea having almost not even started anybody else, but oh my goodness. It's way more ambiguous where you go on a given day, because not only do you have 5 reputations, which if it worked the same way would be too many to do in one day, because it would be 3 per faction, but actually every time you get a new tier unlocked, you unlock another set of 3 quests that is available every day, until an individual zone has like, an individual faction has like 9 or 12 quests available. It's really easy to just get sucked into one. The Ixal are completely insane, because they go, as you can see, way higher than the Eorzea do, and so they actually have more quests per day than you can even do. So you just try to prioritize them by value. And it is definitely easier to get through your day, not teleporting between different factions, but just focusing on one when that situation is presented to itself. But I'll be bouncing back and forth between the other ones soon, when Ixal is done. Maybe even today, but not today from your perspective. It's definitely a different balancing act.
Ah, friendly one. This one would ask a favor. Bumbling one spends all day sleeping on paper stack pillow, yes? So this one thought to put that one to work. This one gives Bumbling one needle and thread, but Bumbling one pricks finger and starts screaming and sobbing. This one's head still hurts. So this one finds simpler tasks. Asks Bumbling one to go collect leaves for a Nathaxio. Simple, yes, but Bumbling one does not return. This one has had enough of Bumbling one's bumblings, but Nathaxio is concerned. Friendly one should go talk to concerned one. Please start having names. It'd be one thing if they had titles that stuck with them, but people just describe them by each other based on their current moods and stuff, and I'm just like, oh god. It makes it really hard to understand who anyone is long term. This one is Nathaxio.
Oh, you do have a name. Wait. You guys don't use names enough, right? Yeah, because the other one's name's Omcio. Yeah. It's just, they so consistently call each other by not their names that I'm just like, oh god.
This one is Nathaxio, Leafcrafter. Walking one is sent by Omcio, yes? This one is thankful. Omcio placed 4-eyed one in this one's care. Asked this one to find work that 4-eyed one would not bumble. So this one sent 4-eyed one in search of leaves of great shelter tree. This one casts see-through spell on 4-eyed one for safe return, but day turns to night and that one is nowhere to be seen.
Are you not related to this quest? Are you just a guy that's just standing here? I don't recognize you.
This one suspects that 4-eyed one is see-through no more and shakes and shivers behind tree somewhere. 4-eyed one is useless, but does not deserve to die. Please find 4-eyed one, friendly one.
Okay. Whee! And I fly away. On a strange panda. Not a panda. Polar bear. Wrong P-bear. What are old... Oh wait, no. Those are different marks for different things. Okay. Those are quests that have finished but are still technically active. Sup? It's time for some gardening. Alright.
Oh, friend, ever a sight for sore eyes you are. Pray forgive me. I was just on my way back from collecting leaves for my dear friend Nathaxio, and I must say I harvested quite a haul when I, somehow lost my way. Next thing I knew, my transparency spell had worn off, and, that means all those nasty forest critters can see us, yes? What say we return to Little Solus and quickly at that?
Alright, I thought I'd give you a ride, but it never really works out that way. Do it! Doop, 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 doo doo. Doop, 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 doo doo.
Hola. That one. Friendly one is back so soon. Is Chosen One safe and sound? What? Friendly one only now returns to this one? Saving Bumbling One but moments ago? This cannot be. Friendly one was here moments ago. Told this one that Friendly one would go look after. How could this one be so foolish? This one has terrible feeling. Must the elder one at once.
Did somebody impersonate me? What, did they prick one of my hairs and put it into a potion? That's a loud whistle. Mounting sounds are loud in this game.
Are this one's eyes to be believed? Chosen One's poddling stolen from this one's care. Brave One steals Chosen One from us, but why? Was Brave One fooling these ones all along? This one thinks gray-haired one needs spectacles.
Ha! That's funny. It actually is still, it is currently me.
Why, I'll be, friend. You never told me you had a twin brother. This one's surrounded by fools. Make this one task a little easier.
It's so unnecessarily big.
Chosen One. Foolish ones are foolish indeed to try out with this one. But worry not, foolish ones. Chosen One's poddling is safe in hands of this one.
Thump thump. Is it gonna hatch right now? It's like a goddamn star fruit.
Ah, the poddling trembles with power. The time of rebirth draws near. Yes, at long last, this one will finally reclaim the forest for these ones. With Chosen One's power, these ones will be pushed aside by walking ones no longer. Yes, this one will teach Chosen One the way of Almighty One, Lord Ramu. This one will teach Chosen One of all those who are enemy to these ones, walking ones, steel ones, treacherous ones. This one will destroy everyone.
Alright, use your overpoweredness to explode them, please, Catman. No? Alright. Is this the quest I'm on? No. I think it's the turn in either way, so just... Okay, yeah, the plus sign.
If Chosen One is born in Diluxio's care, it is not just these ones who will suffer. Everyone will be in danger. These ones must find Chosen One, but where to look? Curses. If only walking ones had sent real smart one instead of bumbling four-eyed one. This one will think of something. Brave one, please help defend these ones' homes against touched ones' attacks. Then, these ones have no one else to return to.
That was a brief one. All it happens is bad stuff happens, the end. To be resumed in the future. In the next tier. And that'll be the final one. Yeah, going from 3 to 4 is when the Almaja ended. It's a real brief story. There's a Chosen One, we stole it. Then you stole it back.
or no, or we stole it, and then they stole it back, and then it gets concluded in probably the obvious way next time.
Okay. I believe they should be done with their mission by now, because it's been days, let alone an hour. Oh. Elchi and Alra from the whatever. Okay. Question. Even though you don't question them, you just stare at them? I guess we're just implying that we did an interview. Like somebody might do, instead of just randomly hiring people. So suddenly I got an extra person. It took so long to get the first one. Oh, right. I keep thinking I need to walk up to this map. But I talk to you.
Squadron has returned from their deployment. Pray look over the report, Commander.
They succeeded in their level 7. I don't remember what level they were at the beginning, so I don't know how good that is. Looks like they cost 16. Their current expansion, their current level requires 1600. So that sounds like they probably they made, because they got 7500. That sounds like it probably was. They probably started at level 1. Because I imagine the cost goes up every level. Level up. Crowd cheers.
Let's see here. The recruits appear to have carried out their task in a sufficiently competent manner. You'd be surprised how many privates manage to lose their way on a simple patrol route. In any case, a small success like this will improve the unit's cohesion and help sharpen their individual skills.
Speak directly to the squadron sergeant to begin. Okay. Each mission can be completed once per week, with deployment status being reset every Tuesday.
Now let's talk training. Specialized instruction will improve the abilities of individual recruits, but its main purpose is to encourage the growth of Squadron as a whole. When you decide the Squadron skills could use some sharpening, check out the regiment board for a list of available training courses. As much as I champion learning through doing, there are some things that need to be taught if the troops are to handle the tougher deployments. The more you bleed during training, the less you'll bleed in the field, as my old drill sergeant used to say. If we want this squadron to be the most elite unit of the Immortal Flames, then we'd best not neglect their military education.
This sounds involved.
Ready to begin the squadron's training, Commander? I think you'd find the course names are fairly self-explanatory.
Training courses will improve attributes and physical, mental, tactical strength. You can take on harder missions. Training takes an hour. There's timers. Training. It looks like it happens to everybody. Comprehensive training course. No result. What's the point? So increase their physical ability, mental ability, tactical ability, mental, tactical, physical. So you can 40 on one thing or you can 20 on two things. Just kind of evenly improve things a bit. I guess why not? Might as well do a bit of a split one. It doesn't really matter, right? They all take the same amount of time. Oh well. But physical and mental. Look at them go. And just like that, another timer. So I guess see you guys later.
Our time it is cometh.
The blue is here.
Friendly one. This one has good news and horrible, miserable, terrible news.
Oops.
Which does friendly one want to hear first? Friendly one would hear the good news. Good news is that these ones finally found nasty one, Deluxio and the poddling. Horrible, miserable, terrible news is that the spreading ritual has begun. Chosen one will be born in nasty one Deluxio's care. Does Brave One understand what this means? These ones do not have mother and father like walking ones. When little one sprouts forth from poddling, first face these ones that little one sees, that one becomes nurturing one to little one. If these ones do not do something, Nasty One Diluxia will become Chosen One's nurturing one. Touched ones will wield power of Lord Rama to destroy these ones' homes. Walking one's nations. Everyone. Elder One looks to Friendly One. Please go quickly. Almost done with your naming scheme. Many speech patterns are endearing in this game, but this one is exhausting. Brave One has been friend to these ones time and time again. This one would ask of Brave One one final favor. Brave One must steal into Heart of Touched One's lair. Rescue Poddling from Nasty One Diluxio before Chosen One sees that one's face. Never have these ones needed Brave One more. Elder Fruxio, this one would go too. Oh, it's him.
This one has been a foil. This one's half-hearted designs on playing a hero have brought only trouble and anguish. Wait, no, who's talking? Fuck. I think that is him, yeah. Unto little solace. This one would make it up to, you ones. This one does not want to end his days as a bumbling one. I was thrown off by his speech pattern. I'm like, wait, is that him? But it's because he's assimilating. Bumbling one talks funny. Funny talking one should be silent one. Wow. This one begs of you once. This one has learned one's lesson. Please, one. Give this one just one more chance, one.
He doesn't get it. Funny talking one's funny talk makes this one's head hurt. Funny talking one's good intentions are not lost on this one. Yet well-meaning one is still bumbling one, and bumbling one would only put brave one and oneself in danger. Listen to this one. Stay in this place out of trouble.
But this one, ah!
Finally, these ones can have some peace and quiet. Listen well, brave one. Diluxio and touched ones perform sprouting ritual at the seedbed. Deep in the heart of the Sylphlands. The journey will not be easy, even for Brave One, but...
Brave One, your loyal steed awaits!
Oh, my god. Steed awaits. He's pretending to be a chocobo.
Yes, feast your eyes on this glorious plumage. Let your spirits be lifted by my rousing call. Now that's much better.
Can I have that dance and that costume? I assume you get to that as a reward because they're introducing it here.
Voice? Who is this voice? I am Volko, prince among chocobos, fleetest foot of the Twelveswood, and I am honored to accompany this brave adventurer on this quest to save all of Sylph-kind.
Alright. Carry me. I dare you. This one has no words. Alas, poor bumbling one, it would seem that that one's mind is turned into feathers.
Why do you tarry, adventurer? With each passing moment, the threat to this realm grows. Yes, Volko must press on ahead, with or without you. Fear not, chosen one, for Volko will rush to your aid, Quet.
It appears Brave One's task will be even more difficult than this one imagined. This one begs of Brave One, do try to keep Feathery One from making a bumbling mess of everything. He's gonna die. I'm gonna throw him off one of the many cliffs. And I'm like, what? I thought you could fly. Like my chocobo. That would have been a better sentence ender if I ended up on my chocobo, but I hit the randomize button. But he was standing right there. He's very useful for all the fates, which are coming up. I had to do 2 fates today for this faction.
What? The forest is a frightening place, master, but take heart. Volko, prince of chocobos, fleetest foot in the Twelveswood, shall... Quet? What was that noise?
Accompany Volko to the seedbed. Your feathered companion is a skittish bird and will flee to safety if he loses sight of you. Oh. How does this mechanic work? You're gonna... Oh, he follows me. I guess I gotta walk all slow-like.
Voko, Prince of Chocobos, at your service.
Yeah, I have no idea how far is too far. But this should be an easier quest still because I'm overleveled. I mean, I guess it's already obvious for combat purposes, but it also means that stuff shouldn't even aggro on me. And it might be only designed to aggro on me and not him. Oh, nope. He's going on the attack. Why? Oh, he got, no, he didn't. He didn't go on the attack, he got grabbed. Because he was just standing there. Alright, so let's kill everything on the way then. It's easy. I'm even ranged. If I really wanted to commit to it, I could even do it without stopping, probably. Although I do like to have lock-on turned on, because I like being able to move around like this around the enemy. It's an unusual amount of mobility, because usually you'd have to pay way more attention to what direction you're facing and stuff like that to be able to, like, act that way during combat in other MMOs. A lock-on mechanic is really unusual from what I've seen. Normally you just have to constantly hope you're positioning yourself correctly. So as somebody who often plays melee characters, I just have to kind of plant my feet and do it as correctly as I can. Because if I move too much in any direction, I could be out of range or suddenly clipping through the enemy, and now I'm behind them and facing the wrong way again. Then you miss, and then if you miss, if you're not in the correct range for a single like auto attack, then it's like, well, that's just damage you just lost. Final Fantasy is weird in its own other ways too, in that, like, it's like auto attacks are so much of your damage in other games, it seems. And this one, it feels like your character barely does auto attack, to the point where I thought they didn't for a while. I thought you just used abilities on the global cooldown of 2.5 seconds, and that was like all of your character's actions. But if I double tap A on somebody to begin combat, I'll notice that I do some damage. I don't know how often it is, but it seems really rare and infrequent, or at least less powerful than normal. But at the same time, I wasn't as aware of how powerful auto attacks were compared to my normal abilities on other characters on other games, without having the ability to have stat tracking, which this game doesn't let you have. Which is weird, because it's like, it definitely avoids some toxicity and competitiveness and other fucked up elements of MMOs, but at the same time, like, without stat tracking, it's genuinely difficult to know if you're doing a good job, or even how your class works on like a basic level. Like, it's this, you don't have feedback. You just collectively succeed or fail as a large group of people, and you could easily think that that's not anything to do with your performance when it could be.
Master, look before you. Your loyal steed has guided you to the seedbed. The chosen one awaits. Could that be? Quack? Yes, Master. It is the chosen one's poddling.
You just know that costume's gonna be ruined on me because I won't be allowed to use the helmet. They're really afraid of hiding ears. Although I do have a horn. Although you could just have the horn clip through anything I wear. And if it looks stupid, I would just not wear it, but you could have a horn coming out of the head of that chocobo and it'd be fine. You'd be like, look at that neat horn. Unlike ears, it doesn't move around constantly, so it's not really distracting. Like tails and ears can be distracting when they clip through things because they move around, so that you can't, like, headcanon how the fuck it's like that, because the part that it's penetrating keeps moving. A horn is completely static. That's just where the horn is. There's just a hole there.
Ah, excellent. Walking one is just in time. These ones have lived in the shadow of walking ones long enough. Chosen one shall choose this one to lead these ones into new area.
He's just going Oh, that detail killed me. He was like slowly stepping through like a stork. But what killed me was that his little hands are flapping like wings, like at his hips. Look at his hands. Look at his stupid hands. What is he doing?
New era has no place for imperial ones, walking ones, or traitorous ones who call those ones friend. All who are not these ones shall perish, and dead ones' blood shall water these ones' forest home. Quit.
Oh no, they're actually falling for it.
Oh, do stick around, feathered one. After this one deals with walking one, roasted feathered one will be good feast for these ones.
Oh.
Now,
I mean, that still sounds like they're falling for it if they think he's a bird.
Now, where was this one? Say. Yes, say your prayers, doomed ones. Ha ha ha.
Oh, yeah, they're letting him get to it. They must think he's just a chocobo. I'm just staring dumbfounded at this dumb shit. Oh my god.
Boss, look out, feathered one is... Not now, you...
Nope, no, we're not doing that one. I was expecting the whole...
Not now, you fool, I'm busy. Feathered one is walking one? What is meaning of this?
Yeah, he was walking in the first place. All chocobos walk.
Haha, yes, 'twas me after all. You'll not be calling this one a stupid one anymore, methinks.
You are about to be murdered. You better hurry. You can't even defend yourself.
With me, friend, we must see the chosen one back to Little Solus. Ah, how invigorating. Yes, these legs will carry me forever.
How could this one be fooled by stupid one?
Are we not attacking? There it is. I'm like, what's going on here? He doesn't even know what to do. He's like, what have I witnessed here? What the fuck? How did any of this work? Well, you really could have kept up though, bro. Our character always just stands there during cutscenes, and this is like a case where it's like, you might want, like, it's, yeah, funny reaction, but maybe keep up. They're definitely going to attack him. You're a bad teammate, Zev.
Friend, I tried, but my legs will carry me no further. I beg of you, see the chosen one back to safety. Weep not for me, friend. I am but a bumbling one who bumbled until the end.
Oh, he's fine. See the Sylph poddling back to safety in Little Solus. You have 50 seconds, blah 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 blah. Oh. Blah 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 blah. Casting bar. You pick it up, you click on the things that regenerate your carrying meter. This mostly shows up in this area as a reoccurring quest. So the daily quests are like tutorials for the main story quests, because they definitely... I've noticed that across the board in this region, not the expand, the not expansion part of the game, each quest hub has like one or two like gimmick quests that are kind of unique to them, and then when you get to certain parts of the story, you end up having to do that mechanic, and it's like, oh, I know that mechanic. It was tutorialized essentially. Not really, I just had done it before. It wasn't so much a tutorial to begin with. In fact, I was very confused by this mechanic. You quickly learn to spot these objectives and ignore them. And be like, okay, no. I need to clear this map of the other 8 quests that I've accepted first, because it's so confusing to tell where you're going. You have to go somewhere under a time limit using these checkpoints to keep the buff up, or you won't be able to carry it anymore. So you want to finish every other quest first, because then the map won't be cluttered with all those objectives, and then you can go do this objective now that you can tell where you're even supposed to go. Because otherwise it's really frustrating to be like, ah, fuck, and then you're like trying to open the map and highlight all the orange things to figure out which one's the one you're trying to find right now. It would be smart if the game in these situations automatically hid your objectives except for the one you're doing right now.
Because normally you can multitask, obviously. But once you're carrying, like this is like carrying a Rathalos egg in Monster Hunter. Like once you're doing that, you can't do anything else. Anything else will make you drop it and fail the quest. So they should hide all of your other objectives, so that it's clearer which one you're going after. But you know, live and learn. You realize, okay, ignore that objective. Speaking of live and learn, you also realize eventually that you can just ignore the invisibility quests. Like I did the invisibility quest a few times, and then it came up as a story quest a few chapters ago, I think, as one of these milestone quests. But since then, I've realized whenever I get that quest, I can just ignore it. Yeah, you don't need to do the invisibility. It's probably useful when you're the right level, and everything's gonna aggro on you. But you can literally just go to your objective and do whatever you're supposed to do while being visible, like whatever sabotage they want you to do. You can just go do it. Like you can just fly there and do it. You don't have to do the whole invisibility thing, which is just this. It's basically the. What? What happened? Why did I lose it? Damn it, I vamped all the way here. Fucking pro commentator, bro. Endless topics, let's go. And it's like... I get all the way there and it just fucking drops it. What the fuck, bro? Is the fucka bro the Rule 34 chocobo? Thankfully, when I drop the Chosen One, he respawns. Classic trait of the Chosen One's egg. Womp womp. It was the right... I briefly panicked and thought maybe I clicked on the wrong plant, like it was a different one, but that looks like the same one, right? The invisibility one, I think, is a different plant. But that looks like the one I was just at. I don't know how I screwed... I don't know what happened. Did I not make it last time? Let's go for this one. Maybe I just genuinely ran out of time because it's a big run to the next checkpoint. There. So I turned left this time. It might have just been a long enough stretch with no visible checkpoints that I just overstretched. It's definitely the same plant. Yep. Yeah, nothing uniquely wrong with it either. It worked this time. I must have just run out of time. And like right when I was questioning myself, I'm like, did I bump something? Did I accidentally press like another ability with my hand, and then he dropped it? Makes me very cautious and nervous about this whole thing. Cool, crisp air fills your lungs, giving your arms, legs, strength, or whatever. I'm here with your sparkle, child. That was easy. Oh, friend, how delightful I am to see you safe and delighted I am to see you safe and sound. Myself, no worse for the wear, thank you. It really is quite curious, but relieved of the burden of the poddling, my recovery was remarkably hasty. Yeah, that thing apparently can take me out in 30 seconds if I don't huff a plant correctly. Yes, I dare say I learned much from my numerous near-death experiences. Stay clear of the Sylph lands, leave the heavy lifting to adventurers. And most importantly, keep a close eye on one's journal and one's undergarments. Now, what say we sit back and witness the dawning of a new era for Sylph kind? In all the years this one has lived, never once did this one imagine that one would see this day. It takes on the properties of the two people that carried it. It's like a fucking... It's a blue cat chocobo monstrosity. Oh, God!
Who's it gonna see first? I can't take this responsibility. Please don't. I should have left this room.
This one asks, who is the calling one?
It's gonna be the Chocobo guy, right?
This one is Frixio, Elder of Little Solus. This one would welcome Chosen One into these one's family. This one would build a home of peace and tranquility for these ones, if Chosen One would join this one. If that is Elder One's wish, this one is born to answer, nay. Such words of succor in this one's heart, Chosen One. Clap, 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 clap. And the cycle begins anew.
Not gonna lie, the Sylphs are my least favorite beast tribe. Wow, that was not... They really had to add Chocobo Man to do anything here. Like... These characters are so uninteresting. There's a couple times where they're amusingly dickish, but for the most part they just are really not very exciting. And not much character goes on. And there's just a basic... Ah, this egg is the Chosen One, and we got it from them. Oh no, they got it back. Oh yay, we got it back. It hatched. Good stuff will happen. The end. Like, that was over so abruptly. That's it. Not even like the surprise of like it bonds to voice and you're like, oh shit. I guess you guys are gonna have to deal with this hassle forever now. And it's like, I'm assimilating into your society and you hate me. Let's see, Sylph mount. Do I want the mount? Fuck it, I'll check what it is. This game needs more. Oh, that's a lot of dyes. I have a lot more dyes now if I want them, which is nice. These all just look like dyes. Maybe they don't have a mount. Oh. Kikirn brown dye. That's a lot of dyes. They might that might just be what they do. A bunch of them have dyes. I like the idea of unlocking dyes because like cosmetics are one of the driving forces for a lot of people in this game. But once again, dyes and glamours, dispellers and prisms and so on being a currency, I think is a very bad system, and I think it needs to be revamped and removed. Like, you can make the dyes more expensive, or make them, like, require beast tribe currencies or whatever to, like, unlock them or something. But after that point, I think I should be able to go into my glamour thing and just click on whatever fucking dye I want. It's really, really bad that I have to have an inventory full of like 100 different dyes just to be able to use that menu freely without having to be like,
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plan out all of my gear, and then I'm gonna click on all the different dye colors in the preview, and then once I've picked out the one I want, now I have to write down a shopping list, and then I have to go on the wiki and check every dye one by one to find out where I'm allowed to buy them, and then go around the world visiting all the places to check out those dyes, and then once I finally finish my set, hope that it all looks like the way I hoped it did. And also half the dyes, because it's hard to even tell which ones are which, half the dyes you're going to find out you don't even have access to because they're from a future expansion or they require another rep grind or so on. Like, just a simple unlock system where it's like, you either have the dye or you don't have the dye, but you can still preview every dye so they can, like, you know, like, lure you into being like, oh, wow, I should check out whatever quest or beast tribe leads to me unlocking that one. Like, sure, go, like, do that. Like, still have them be unlockable as a gameplay incentive, but have it just be a binary unlock where it's just, okay, I have that now. They generally cost a negligible amount of money, so the entire process of stocking up on them is mostly just a massive pain in the ass, but not really like any kind of like economy balancing mechanic or anything. Like, that needs replacement to the point where it's so egregious, I'm genuinely confused how it's still there. Like, it seems like a thing that would have been replaced by now. I genuinely don't understand how it's like this. Because
It's kind of the worst. Ba-doop, ba-doop. Let's head on back. Not that a visual aid is necessary, because people generally play this game. Yeah, like this die menu is so much. It is so much. Look at all these dies. But all it does is say whether you have it in your inventory. So, like, imagine if this X instead represented whether or not you unlocked the die, because that's way more useful. Because even ignoring the busy work of getting all the dies, like, there's zero indication of whether or not you have access to these dies to begin with. Like, some of these are just as easy as simply going to the store, like right here in Old Da, and buying from the dozens of dies that person has. And it's right there in the starting town, and you don't have to do like anything to unlock it besides unlocking the concept of glamours and dies in the first place. Other ones require like maxing out the reputation with a beast tribe like I just did. And still other ones are from future expansions. And other ones are literally in the premium cash store where you have to buy them with real money. And perhaps most egregious of all, those dies can only be purchased in quantities. See, if you pay real money for a die at this real money cash store, you only get like X number of pots of die. You don't even permanently unlock that die. So you have to pay for it again with even more real money if you want to use that die again. And it's like, bro, the fuck? Every die should be a binary unlock. Because it's just such a pain that like you spend all this time going through all these ones trying to figure out which one you want to do, and you're customizing your whole set and all that. And then after putting all that work in, you still have to do the big shopping list process of setting up your cosmetic set and assembling all those dies, and that's a pain in the ass already without any of this other context. But then, after you've put all that investment into making your character look the way you want them to, while you're making your shopping list, you'll find out midway through, oh, I can't get that die. It costs real money, or is like some unlock that I don't have access to. For all I know, some of these require PvP or something, and it's like not knowing that up front and then finally making your character look the way you want them to, and then finding out the hard way that you're like, oh fuck, I can't do that. That's a huge bummer. Please fix it, game. No one's listening to me. It doesn't matter. Whoops, quest wasn't over. Right, the whole part where you like check back in with the people that sent you there.
Hey, little friend. Your timing could not be better. I just received a report from Voice related to your exploits in Little Solus in considerable detail. Why, to think that young man not only solved a 1,000-year-old Sylphic prophecy, but single-handedly fought off a veritable legion of malevolent Sylphs to rescue the Chosen One and secure a future of peace and prosperity for all Sylph kind. Brains and brawn, yes, it is clear I picked the right man for the task. Haha, worry not, the brave lad gave credit where due. Yes, he clearly explained that his Roques would have been impossible without your clever chocobo ruse, and insisted that I guerdon you for your supporting role. Pray, stay a while in Gridania and rest your legs. Guerdon. That son of a bitch. I did all that. Oh. I looked the fool, didn't I? I done looked the fool. Because I hadn't finished the quest, I technically hadn't reached the new reputation tier. So the new stuff wasn't at the reputation thing. I was just hanging out in town for a bit, so I did end up getting some new stuff. Let's just arbitrarily show this stuff here, I guess. Oh fuck, I should be in the sunlight. It actually isn't the most sunlight-y area. Here's a spot. I'm not allowed to land here. They don't want you to land here because it's not in the playable area. They don't want to see what it might do to the AI around here. But I got what is it? Apple. He eats an apple.
I discovered ballroom etiquette animations and mounts are in the auction house. And so there's just some cute little things you can grab. These are the cheapest ones because everything costs millions of gil because they're for people that have actually been here for a long time. That's red apparently. But yeah, you got a little sweep in animation. Paint black is good because it looks like I'm just sort of dealing with or creating some kind of mess as opposed to specifically painting things. But it is like a paintbrush. That's a whole goofy animation. Ba-doop-ba-doo. But then I got these two guys. This thing is the cheapest mount in the entire auction house as far as I can tell. Stag. God, look at his tiny head. Look at him. I'm seeing him for the first time right now, basically. He costs only like 2,000 gil. Like, nobody wants it, I guess. Or it's really common. And he also flies, because they just seem to have hard committed to making every single one have flying animations, which is neat. The animals are so strange. Like, sinewy, like certain parts bulge like crazy and other parts are really weirdly thin and slender. They randomly mix and match features of other animals. And they often have tiny heads. They're often committed to that. That's curious. And I think I had at least one other new mount. There you are. I got a chair. Mwah, mwah. And it just floats around. And then you can obviously go up in the sky at that point. That's a pretty goofy one. And that kind of stuff's just at the auction house. I think alchemists make this or something? I guess. So yeah, you can just... somewhat annoyingly, it's in their bonus animations and mounts. Two things you would think would be popular things to get. They're in the miscellaneous category. Oh, well. That's a bit of a pain in the ass. But yeah, now this guy should have more. But I looked at it, he sells the Gabu, and I don't think I want to sit on a Gabu. I don't think I want to spend 120,000 to sit on a Gabu. But there's the wind-up Sylph. And some other cosmetics. So that's where that stuff was hiding a moment ago. I hadn't finished the quest yet. But I don't really want to ride a giant Gabu around. That looks really... I think it looks weird. And it probably looks even stranger as a Rothgar, just sitting on top of his head. So I'll pass.